Welcome to 15 Minutes of Game. The first 15 minutes of any game are of vital importance, not only because they set the tone, but also because that is the refund window for Android apps. At the end of the 15 minutes, I have to decide whether I keep it or hit the refund button. So let's find out what happens when we give it its 15 minutes of game. Hey everybody, Macktion here once again, and we're going to take a look at IttleDew, or at least I think that's the way they wanted it pronounced. Well, it's a game that is available for $5 on the Google Play Store. Now, when you get it, you will of course be struck, as I was, by how much it feels like Link to the Past. You know, the old game for Super Nintendo. And this isn't just because of its oblique projection viewpoint. And it's not just because it has a very similar puzzle style. It's because it feels very much like when they were designing the game, they wanted it to look like A Link to the Past. Now, one of the things that is quite a step up in this game is they do have a very good sense of humor. The first time you grab a heart to replenish your health, you'll be treated to a amusing little cutscene. Now, it doesn't take itself too seriously, and that is a nice little change of pace. It's good to see them cracking jokes at their own mechanics and at their own logic inside of the game. So it does definitely excel in its humor. Without a doubt, for IttleDew there are plenty of good things to say. The graphics are clean and nice, and they have a sort of hand-drawn feel. There were no points at which I felt like I was losing my character in the background, which tends to happen in some of these oblique projection viewpoint games. Now for me, IttleDew, I was really on the fence about, primarily because all it made me want to do was to go play the old games that I knew and loved, and that's where I think this game has its failing. It's a fine line to tread, but in the end, you need to remind someone in the best ways of an old game, but not push them closer to playing that old game. You want to keep them reined in. You take an old idea and you improve upon it. And that's where I think IttleDew struggles. It does improve upon it in the sense that it adds a good bit of humor. But from what I was able to see of IttleDew, I don't think it'll be for everyone. I especially don't think it'll be for people who remember what the old games were like, because it just comes too close and makes you want to play the old games instead of sticking with this new game. Although, for people who don't remember the old games, you know, it might be right up your alley. So in the end, I decided to stick with IttleDew, although it was a close call, and maybe it might be right for you as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed, and if you have, a comment or a like would be most appreciated. It's your feedback that lets me know how to best allocate my time in the things that you want to see. If you click on any of the links around here, you'll be taken to a playlist with more of that particular brand of madness. And be sure to subscribe so that you can always be the first to know when I have some new content out. Thanks again, and see you around.